Hello, everyone, and welcome to 100 Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host, Logan Landers, and today I'm looking at the Detroit Lions 2022 draft needs. So, if you enjoyed this video or this episode of the podcast, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We go live each and every single day on Facebook and YouTube. Check out clips of our shows on Instagram at 100 Football, and of course, our amazing podcast, I Actually Believe Podcast Network. Available anywhere it's the podcast, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, etc., etc. You get the whole gist here. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts. Every single day there's going to be something updated. Over 800 episodes already available for you to listen to, and over 1,000 plus on Facebook and on YouTube. So go over there, check us out. We got plenty of football content. And once again, we couldn't do any of this without you, the support of our fans. So let's get into this, man. Detroit. Oh, they got a lot to talk about them right now. There's a lot going on in Detroit. Let's talk about, first though, before we get into their draft needs, let's talk about what they've done in free agency because that very much impacts the draft. So first, I'm going to go down a laundry list here because they've re-signed a lot of guys. First, let's talk about who has not signed with a team yet, who was on the roster last year. First off, Trey Flowers has not re-signed. Nicholas Williams is not. Joel Heath, Will Holden, Tyrell Crosby, and Charlie Timapiao. They have all yet to re-sign. Now let's get into the re-signing phase, and good grief, there's a ton of them. Of course, I'm using overthecap.com, the most recent updates I can find. So let's go into it. Who all has re-signed with the Lions? We have Shane Zylstra, CJ Moore, Sean Dion Hamilton, Anthony Pittman, Ryan McCullum, Brock Wright, Mark Gilbert, Jalen Elliott, Scott Daly, Tom Kennedy, Tommy Kramer, Bobby Price, Juju Hughes, David Blow, Jesse Limore, Matt Nelson, Jack Fox, Rashad Berry, Godwin Igwekpe. We have Josh Woods, Tracy Walker, Jason Cabina, Evan Brown, Khalif Raymond, Alex Anzolan, Josh Reynolds, Charles Harris, Tim Boyle, and that is it. So a ton of re-signings. Now let's go on to who has left the Lions, who was on the team last year and who is on a different team this season. First, we have Jalen Reeves-Maben, the linebacker, is with the Texans. We have Cadell Hodge and Dean Marlowe, both coming on over to the Atlanta Falcons. And those are all of the players who are on a different team this year, so not too many. Now let's go on to who they have picked up, who is coming over to play for the Lions this upcoming year. Gerard Davis, the linebacker from the Jets. Mike Hughes, the cornerback from the Chiefs. Chris Board, the linebacker from the Ravens. DJ Shark, the wide receiver from the Jaguars. Garrett Griffin, the tight end from the Saints. All those gentlemen are coming over to play for the Lions this year, putting on the blue and white and silver. All right, now the moment we've all been waiting for, the draft picks. Let's do a quick rundown of what all they have first before we get into their needs. In the first round, pick number 2, and also pick number 32. In the second round, pick 34. Third round, pick 66 and 97. Round 5, pick 177. Round 6, picks 181 and 217. And then finally, in round 7, pick 234. So a good amount of draft picks here. A rough year last year for the Lions. A lot of rebuilding going on. They had a record of 3-13-1 under Dan Campbell, the first-year head coach. And this is a crucial year for them because we know, for whatever reason, man, Detroit does not hold on to head coaches very long. So hopefully Campbell can get it turned around ASAP for this team. So what does Detroit need? Well, there's a lot of options they can go with here, right? You can go with a new quarterback at the number 2 overall pick. There's been reports of like a Malik Willis, our guy Daniel Kelly. I know he's been harping on that for a while. There's a lot of good quarterbacks in this draft. They could also go with a safety, someone that they need to help out in that secondary. And first, let's talk about the quarterback before I go on to the safety. The quarterback position, you have Jared Goff. And this is testing to me because it's going to tell me if they go with a quarterback this upcoming year, they don't trust him. They just don't think he's going to have what it takes to lead them to the promised land, get them to the playoffs, get them a win in the playoffs. It's been quite a while since that's happened. So it will be interesting to see who they go with number 2 overall. I know there's always going to be reports of a potential trade for more picks. You never know, man. The draft is crazy, but quarterback is definitely a position I feel that the Lions should maybe go for. I mean, if it all just depends on them. If you don't trust Jared Goff, now's the time to do so, man. Go with a go with a quarterback. Go with a Malik Willis. Go with a Kenny Pickett, Matt Corral, whoever they choose, right? Whoever they have in their heart, and go with them at that number 2 slot and bring them in for your team. Next, let's go to the safety position. Like I said, they have 2 first-round picks, number 2 and number 32, so they have something to play with here. And there's a lot of really good defensive talents in this draft, a lot of linebackers, a lot of defensive linemen, a lot of corners. And I think if you can get a good safety, a playmaking safety, then you can have someone who's just going to be a ball hawk in the backfield, and that can really get things going for this Detroit defense. Pair him with Jeff Okudah, who did not play a lot last year. Like I said, he unfortunately got hurt at the cornerback slot. You can pair him with the safety you can select. That'd be a pretty good-looking combo, pretty good young combo for that Detroit secondary. Some more options that they can go with here. They can definitely, I think they need some help on the defensive line. Like I mentioned, Trey Flowers has yet to re-sign. I mean, they need some help on that D-line to get some players who can get things going, who can really help out. And I think that if Detroit can get a good edge rusher, like I said, they have a lot of picks. Like I said, you can get something either in the second round, in the third round. You can find some really good some really good defensive linemen in those selections there, in those slots. So I would definitely help out that defensive line. And then finally, I think that if you're Detroit, you need to also maybe look at another cornerback to pair with Jeff Okudah. I think that Detroit is a team on the rise, a very young team, a very inexperienced team. And if you can get some young guns, right, help out your defense, help out your safety, your other corner, and your D-line, I think that's a good way to start. They have a pretty good team on the offense, pretty solid. And, I mean, let's just be real here, guys. Everyone is looking forward to see what the Lions are going to do with that number 2 overall selection. That's going to be telling of their future. You cannot mess this up. You have to get it right, and it's going to be very intriguing to see who Detroit selects number 2 overall. They could go defense. They can get an Aiden Hutchinson. They can go quarterback with a Malik Willis. I mean, there's a ton of options here. There's only one spot ahead of you. So, I mean, there's a lot to work with there. And then also having that number 32 pick overall in the late first round, that's also going to help them out. So, man, if you're Detroit, I think that you really got to get things going here. This is a prime time to get this team on the rebound, to get them going in the right direction. If they draft right, I think they can have a better season. Like I said, they only had 3 wins last year. I feel if they draft well, they could maybe get 7 to 8. I'm being nice here, right? Hey, always got to show some love to these teams. I think that, I'm not going to say they're going to be the next Bengals. I'm not going to go that far, because we don't know what the Bengals did. They drafted Joe Burrow, and then they went to the Super Bowl last year. But I would hope, man, because Detroit's a great city, a great football town, a great sports town, and they definitely need some love to these Lions, man. And so I want to be nice. I want to give them about 7 to 8 wins next year if they can rebuild correctly, if they can draft good. And I want this team to do good, man, because it's just one of those feel-good stories of, everyone's made fun of Detroit for their, losing records, the players who are, they'll say, oh, if you go to Detroit, your career is basically done for. I just want to flip that narrative on this team, and I want Detroit to succeed this upcoming year and for many years in the future. It would be nice to see. So to the Lions organization, to the Lions staff, scouts, whoever, GM, go with whoever you feel at number 2 overall. Like I said, I don't know where they're going to go. So go defense, go with a quarterback, whoever you feel is the most ready at this moment to get you to the promised land, to get you a better record, and so that you aren't picking number 2 overall next year. I mean, hey, trust your gut, and we will see who they select on April the 28th. It's going to be very exciting. Like I said, mostly improve the defense, and then maybe get a quarterback if you're feeling lucky. We'll see what Detroit can do, though. It's going to be a fun draft. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We go live each and every single week on Facebook and YouTube, clips for shows on Instagram, and of course, our podcast, thanks to the Believe Podcast Network. People, anywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, iHeartRadio, you already know the drill. There is a ton of content for you to download, draft prospects, interviews, history special, your favorite team, favorite players. And we have a lot of content, about 20 episodes per week, give or take. So there's always something new for you right here on 100 Yards of Football. Like I said, I've been your host, Logan Landers, talking about the Detroit Lions 2022 draft needs. Have a tremendous day, everyone, and we will talk to you again on another episode.